Hello friends, Happy New Year! Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. I hope you all had an amazing holiday season, a wonderful Christmas, and I hope you're all having a great 2023 so far. I really missed you guys over my little break at the end of 2022, and I am so excited to get back into regular Tumbler tutorials for you guys. I have a lot of great things planned for this year, and I am really excited to just get the ball rolling. To kick things off for my first tutorial of the year, we are going to go a little bit more basic with this one. I'll show you how to fully wrap your tumbler in vinyl, and we'll do a little glitter waterfall effect up from the bottom to finish that off. We're doing really bright, happy colors. We are going to just do all of the happiness, good vibes, all of that, because that's what I'm bringing into 2023. That's what we're doing this year, good vibes only. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button down below. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any of my new videos. And be sure to check out the description box if you want to know where I got anything that I'm using in this video. I'll have everything linked down below along with some discount codes for you and all of my other information. So if you want to follow along with me on social media, all of that will be down there. My Facebook group, my exclusive mentorship group, you can sign up for that now. Spots are open. You can go to madebyManiandmal.com/MBMM Elite to join the Elite fam. And I think that's it. As always, let me know what you think down below in the comments, and I hope you enjoy. Let's go! We'll be starting with a 30-ounce skinny straight tumbler from Craft Haven, of course, and we're going to use this pattern vinyl. This is from Peachy Olive Glitters. The pattern name is Fun Pattern Smileys. I will have it linked down below in the description box along with the discount code that you can use. So I'm going to start off by just trimming down a little bit of the vinyl so that it fits perfectly on my tumbler. As you can see, I have a little bit of overhang at the top. I like to get a really clean, crisp cut at the top rim of my cup, so I always like to leave a little bit of excess up there so that I can achieve that kind of seamless cut, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to leave a little tiny sliver down at the bottom of my cup, as you can see, because we're going to glitter the bottom a little bit later, so we don't need to worry about getting the vinyl down, you know, under the bottom rim or anything like that. So once I've got my vinyl in place, I'm going to cut back about 1 inch of the backing from the vinyl, and I'll adhere that sliver of the vinyl to my cup first, and then I'll wrap it around again just to make sure everything is lining up, everything is as straight as it can be, and then I will take my vinyl scraping tool. I use one that has a felt edge on it because I don't want to scratch the vinyl, so if you have a scraper that doesn't have a felt edge on it, I would recommend just using your fingers and push the vinyl onto the cup that way. I'm going to cut off all of this excess vinyl at the end with my craft knife. Now I started out cutting around those smiley faces, and then there was just a little bit too much overlap for me, so I went back and just cut a straight line down. I typically like to cut around any like shape or pattern so that the pattern looks a little bit more seamless, but in this case I just didn't want all of that overlap to be showing through because this is a lighter vinyl, you could really see it. So anyway, then I went back up to my top rim of my cup and I pulled all of that vinyl that I left up at the top over the top rim really tight so we don't get any lifting or bubbles up there. Then I'm going to cut all of the excess off, and then I'm going to take my knife at about a 45-degree angle and just shave off all of those little excess vinyl pieces so they don't get in our way later on. Once I was finished with that, I went in with a coat of epoxy to seal my vinyl in. This does not need to be a thick coat, you just want to get a coat over your vinyl to protect it from the spray paint. So my coat was about maybe 15 to 20 milliliters, and now I'm going to paint the bottom of my cup and also fade it up maybe about 1 inch to 2 inches up to the body of my tumbler, and I'm using Prickly Pear from Rust-Oleum. Now I wanted to leave just a little bit of paint on the bottom, but if you want more glitter you can spray paint higher onto the body of your cup. It just depends how much glitter you want to add in comparison to how much vinyl you want to show. I'm going to use the epoxy method to apply my glitter for this design. Now I'm using a fast setting epoxy here, and this is just some leftover that I had from coating some other cups. So at this point it was kind of starting to set up a little bit. It was really hard to spread onto my tumbler, so I used a little bit more than I typically would for the epoxy method. I think for this I probably ended up using about 10 milliliters, but for the typical just regular epoxy method I would recommend using maybe like 3 to 5 milliliters in a normal circumstance if you're not using fast set. We're going to be putting some super bright neon pink glitter on this pink painted area. We're going to start with Bailey. This is from Peachy Olive Glitters, and Bailey is my dog's name, so I really like this glitter, especially because of that. But anyway, this is a super bright pink glitter. It's got some little iridescent pieces in it, and it is a chunky, so we are going to start with that first. I always like to start with my biggest cut first and then work my way down, moving into the smaller cuts as I go. So I'm going to start with this, just going very, very lightly, covering all of that spray painted section. I'm also letting this kind of fall a little bit past the spray painted section because I want to make sure that everything I have painted is really covered with the glitter, but I also want to have a really nice kind of fade waterfall effect as well. So once I'm done with Bailey, I'm going to go in with my next color. I'm going to use Cool Mom. Cool Mom is one of my absolute favorite colors. It is a color match to Wednesdays and Regina George. They're all the same color, just different cuts. So Cool Mom is the biggest of those three colors. So I'm going to go in with that one next. And I'm basically just going to cover all of the areas that I put Bailey on. I'm just going a little tiny bit more heavy-handed with my coverage here. I'm making sure that I cover pretty much all of the very bottom of my cup, going a little bit heavier on the very bottom rim, and then fading that color up the same way I did with Bailey, letting it fall a little bit past the spray painted area. And now the final color we're going to use is Wednesdays. Like I said, this is a color match to Cool Mom. This is just a regular old fine cut. So we're going to cover all of the areas that we have already covered with our glitter, and then again I'm just going to fade this up a little bit past that spray painted area. Just be careful because when you use fine cut, sometimes they can fall out really, really fast because they're so small. So remember, you can always add more later. I would start with really light coverage and just kind of build up as you go. Once my epoxy adhesive layer dried, I let it sit about 2 hours. I went in with 2 coats of epoxy over the top of my glitter and my vinyl. I didn't seal the glitter before I did this. I just went in with my epoxy first up at the top portion of the cup where just the vinyl is, and then I moved down and sealed the bottom glittered portion, let that coat cure, then like I said, I added another coat on top. Each coat was about 20 to 25 milliliters. After that second coat was all cured, I sanded down that glittered section of my tumbler, sanded down the top rim. I also added my little logo tag to the bottom of my tumbler. I get these from Mizzy's Doodles, and I just apply them with UV resin. So now that we have done all of that, we are ready to apply our decal. I'm going to put the decal on the direct opposite side of the seam where our vinyl meets in the back of the tumbler, and the decal we're going to use is one I created. It is available on my website, madebyManiandMal.com/digitals. You can find all of my SVGs, digital papers, PNGs, all of those fun things are on my website. So I cut out the offset out of this really beautiful neon pink vinyl. This is from By Firefly. The file, by the way, does come with the offset, so you don't have to create one. But I'm just going to put this on my tumbler, and then I'm going to go in with the top portion of the decal. I just cut that out of regular old white Oracal 651 vinyl. Once I had my decal applied, I went in with my final 2 coats of epoxy. I'm using KSRESIN again. Each coat was maybe about 15 to 20 milliliters. And once those final coats were cured, my cup is all finished. So here is the final result. I am loving this bright, happy, you guys know I love the Smileys. I'm loving this whole vibe for 2023. We are bringing good vibes only, y'all. It's going to be a great year. Thank you so much for coming along on this journey with me. I will see you in the next one, and thanks for watching. Love you. Bye. These dogs have no respect for my filming schedule. I haven't done this in a while. I'm messing up all my words. My channel Ugh, ugh, ugh. 2023. What? Oh my god. That's it. Okay. I don't know what to do with my hands. Oh my god. Gosh, that was a mess.